Beginning with the karakia. Mā te whakapono, mā te tumanako, mā te tiratiro, mā te whakarongo, mā te mahitahi, mā he manawa nui, mā te aroha, kei taia I mātou. Nā mai haere mai, ki hui taumata o haporo a whanui. He manataki aho ki te huinga hapai tangata, ki waipapa taumata rau, ko Barry Milne ho. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Well, welcome everyone to the 2026 Campus Community Session. I'm Barry Milne, Director of the Campus Research Centre at the University of Auckland. I'll get underway with a few thanks actually. Thank you firstly to the Parnell Community Centre for hosting us here today. And also Rare Disorders New Zealand for hosting this event, which coincides with Rare Disorders Month. I'd also like to thank the community groups listed there and academics supporting this event that you'll be hearing from throughout the day. Tuberous Sclerosis Complex New Zealand, Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences, University of Auckland, Ehlers-Danlos Syndromes, Aotearoa, New Zealand, Lingers Institute, University of Auckland, Te Whatu Ora, Auckland, and also Te Whatu Ora, Capital Coast and Hutt Valley, University of Otago, Fetal Anticonvulsant Syndrome New Zealand, the Cause Collective, Health Navigator Charitable Trust, Tibanaho Matatini, which is a complexity system core hosted at the University of Auckland, and the Faculty of Engineering and Design at the University of Auckland. So we're the Campus Research Centre, the Centre of Methods and Policy Application of the Social Sciences at the University of Auckland. We've been a research centre in its current form since 2008, but prior to that, it kind of morphed from the Social Science Research Centre. And basically what we do is use quantitative methodologies to answer policy-relevant questions relating to health, wellbeing and equity in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And that is not just in the rare disorder space. We've been focusing on that, especially Lisa and Natalia, over the past 4 or 5 years. But over the past 20 years, we've focused on lots of different areas, covering all sorts of areas of health and wellbeing. And we do this in several ways, three main ways. One is analysing whole population administrative data. So now there's a thing called the Integrated Data Infrastructure, with which I think Natalia will talk to you about in more detail shortly, which is sort of linked whole population administrative data for New Zealand, all in one place. We also run various surveys. We run annual surveys on opinions and attitudes on different social science topics as part of the International Social Survey Program. We're the New Zealand lead for that. We also run the New Zealand Election Survey, which will run just after the election this year. That's run every 3 years. And when we're asked to, we assess the impact of policies using a technique called microsimulation, where we simulate the life course development of individuals over time. We've done that in several areas. There's one example given there. We also run various short courses, or at least coordinate them. We don't do all the teaching of them. We bring teachers in. But twice a year, maybe next in July, we're trying to do one in the middle of the year. We'll run short courses. There's a link to it there. And who are we? So we wax and wane in terms of who's in the Compass team, depending on the research funding we've got, because we're pretty much mostly supported by the research funding that we bring in. And we're going to sort of light patch at the moment because the research funding space in New Zealand isn't the best right at the moment, post-COVID. So I'm the director, Steph is a senior lecturer, Lisa Underwood, who you'll be hearing from today, and Offa Jews are senior research fellows. Natalia, who you'll be hearing from very shortly, is a research fellow, a data analyst, Martin, who helped organise today. And students working across various projects, across various faculties actually at the University of Auckland, actually outside the University of Auckland as well. Those are PhD students, so we've probably got more PhD students now than we've ever had. So what's that, sort of 9 there? Amelia is a research manager and Suzanne is a communications manager. And just to give you a flavour of the things that we work on, these are our current research projects and our recent ones which have involved rare disorders or complex conditions. I won't talk too much about the first 4, which are the ones on rare disorders and complex conditions, because Natalia's going to talk about those shortly. But, first 5 in fact, we're about to start a project looking at the impact of incarceration of mothers on the outcomes for them actually, and also for their children. We're working on a project that's been underway for 6 months now, funded by MBIE, looking at intergenerational mobility, the extent to which your circumstances, socioeconomic circumstances, flow through to your children. That's funded by MBIE. And Lisa and others are working on a project looking at the long-term outcomes of perinatal depression using linked administrative data. So mothers who have perinatal depression, what are their long-term outcomes and what are the outcomes for the children? That's actually what Steph is presenting on at a conference in Western Australia, or going to at the moment.